Well, the big game is this weekend, and advertisers are spending huge on Super Bowl 54 this Sunday on Fox when the San Francisco 49ers go head-to-head with the Kansas City Chiefs. A 30-second spot on the big game sold for about $5.6 million. And while there are the usual names, including Budweiser and PepsiCo, for the first time ever, Facebook will debut a Super Bowl ad. Chris Rock there. I think Sylvester Stallone is also making an appearance. All right, this also marks the first time in 5 years that the network airing the game, Fox, has not had to go down to the wire to sell all of its ad space. Joining us now to discuss this year's Super Bowl advertising trends is Andrew Frank from Gartner. Andrew, good to have you here.
Good to be here.
What does this mean, the fact that they didn't have to sell inventory right up until the 11th hour?
Well, I think one thing you can say is it definitely moves us past this idea that digital media is killing mass media. Clearly, a lot of marketers have realized that they're actually very complementary and that they need these kind of big tent events in order to generate search traffic and social conversations.
Do you think a lot of the ads that the big companies are taking out will be drowned out? President Trump spending a lot on ads, former Mayor Mike Bloomberg spending a lot on ads. What do you think the reception will be?
Well, I think it will be loud, but I don't think they'll be drowned out. I think you'll see a lot of these ads generate a lot of conversation. Some of them are kind of edgy. There's a lot also of nostalgic imagery and things that you can expect, and I think that they will actually be pretty successful.
Yeah, nostalgia always works well, I feel, at the Super Bowl. A lot of companies have smaller ad budgets this year, but they're using them to spend big on the Super Bowl. So I guess pound for pound, that's where you want to advertise. Does it really, how are they able to monetize it, I always wonder? You know, is it really worth spending $5.6 million on a 30-second spot?
Obviously, it's not for everyone, but I think it is part of a mix. You know, I think that people have been very focused in recent years on advertising kind of at the bottom of the funnel, highly targeted precision ads delivered to the right person at the right time. And now I think people are realizing for a lot of reasons that that's not sufficient, that you do need to address a big audience as well.
Wouldn't it be better, though, to take that $5.6 million and put it to work on a Snapchat?
Not necessarily, especially if you're trying to change perception or introduce something new. Sure. You know, Caesars has a new delivery service. It makes sense to get that message out as broadly as possible.
Celebrities are always big. They put lots of celebrities in the Super Bowl ads. This year is no different. Facebook, first ad ever on the Super Bowl. What are some other big names that you're looking forward to seeing ads from?
Well, I think it's interesting and ironic that all of the biggest sellers of digital advertising have invested in the Super Bowl. So that tells you something, because they know what they're doing. They have all the data and all the processing to determine the value. I think the Google ad is going to generate a lot of buzz, already has really. It's a very emotional spot. I think the Amazon spots are going to be successful. And I think you're going to still see people debating the merits of some of the beer and CPG ads. Walmart is another newcomer, and I think they're probably going to generate some buzz with their spot.
What do you think the economic message is? These spots are quite pricey, and you seem to, a lot of big names are coming out and pulling out all the stops.
Well, I think that people realize that that the economy is solid still, and that we're in a competition for share of voice, and that these investments seem high. And if you compare them, you know, on a reach basis with digital media, they are high, but they do generate a lot of secondary buzz and a lot of attention, and they change people's minds. Video has a quality that you just can't get in a search ad or a banner ad.
All right, Andrew Frank of Gartner, thanks. We'll all be watching the game and the ads.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.